So today we are starting a new chapter on theodolite surveying. Okay, we have seen an increment what is called a theodolite. The theodolite. How many of you have seen the video? 9 slides I have given. The visualizing is very difficult actually. That is why we took a pain of covering it with a video file. How to lift a theodolite from a box, and then how you fix it out in the stand, and how do you do a temporary adjustment, and how you keep your leg, what height you should keep your instrument, and all these things, and how we carry it on the shoulder. Normally, see, long back, I was taking survey for the undergraduate. For now, not less than 15 to 20 years, we have done it. And now the way the survey classes, especially the practical classes goes on, it just our eyes are filled with the blood actually, the way things are moving out. The same file which I have sent it to my earlier director of NIT Tiruchirappalli. You know him? Have you heard of him? Not the current director. Have you heard of him?
No, sir.
No. He was Dr. Sundarajan from DRDO. He served as director of defense laboratory. There actually we were doing a project on what is called a missile program, BrahMos. Have you heard of BrahMos? BRAH.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today I'm using a new BrahMos is a versatile missile actually. Okay, this missile. What is the problem with the missiles? The missile, you know, this BrahMos missile is a very versatile missile which you can transport it in a box. The box is called a canister, and the top and the bottom will be fixed with the titanium cover. Wherever you go, you just fire the missile. So that's the advantage of it. Now, when the India started the missile program, okay, when India started a missile program, there was a miserable failure actually. So these people, Abdul Kalam and others, they went to US and they were asking the NASA people how that you are maneuvering these missiles rather. They offered a cup of tea or coffee or something, and then said, just go to your country. They didn't reveal anything. So in the missile program, suppose there are 2 points. One is point A and point B. The missile has to go and then strike the point B. Okay, so the trajectory of the missile, you have to keep track of it. Normally what happens when they start fire a missile, then it go into Bay of Bengal. Okay. You could see the difference in the presentation today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This is good, sir.
Yes, sir. This is much better than the previous one.
So in PPT itself, I'm just drawing it. Okay.
Yeah, sir. That's much better.
So today some hardware has been added now.
Yes.
So I'm just making use of
Yes,
the
sir,
hardware.
previously the board used to be so small that it used to be get completely filled within like 4 to 5 within 4 to 5 writing 4 to 5 points it got filled, but now you can write as much as you want.
It's okay. Now everything erased. Now this is okay for you, all of you. This
Yes,
you are
sir.
able. Yeah, right. Now what happened? There are 2 points where the missile is to here. Now this you have to give coordinates x, y, z of the firing point and the target point. Okay, target point. So once you fix this and you fix this, now when you fire the missile, then they have got a lot of controls in that. And this control will go and so when you control it, what will happen? So this go and hit the right. So the problem is defining the problem is very easy, right? Okay. Okay. Now what happened? This is the course of the missile. Now go and hit. So every time, this is what is called the ideal trajectory. Okay, ideal trajectory. Sometime what happens, the missile will go this way, then it will go this way. There is something called error. Okay, so the error need to be corrected all the time. And they caught hold of somebody who specialized in error in one of the IITs, a mathematician. So that was programmed, and wherever the missile go, the error corrections was done, and finally they could succeed. Now we are gone into what is called a this missile is a Russian collaboration. That's why it called YBRAMH and capital MOS. This is the name of the missile. Anybody can guess this? Huh?
Brahma from India and Moscow something MOS.
It's a combination of two rivers, Brahmaputra and Moskova. Moskova is a river in Russia. Brahmaputra is a river in India. Okay, it's a combination of there's a Russian Indian combination. That is why it's called a BrahMos actually. Okay, so father of missile program, Dr. Abdul Kalam has coined this word. Because I had a I was fortunate to go to the DRDL laboratory at Hyderabad. Anybody in Hyderabad now here among our students? Anybody from the Hyderabad area? Hyderabad, Secunderabad? Anybody? They got so our previous director was from DRDL, where Abdul Kalam worked actually. So this is this thing. Now coming to our survey, he said, now the place where the point it has been fired, you have to fix up the coordinate. How to fix the coordinate? Okay. So what they did was, so there used to be what is called the a boxes of diameter of around not less than 1.8 meter in diameter. Height of the box is around 15 meter. This box is called a canister. So this is made up of some composite, this box. But the idea is no heat should travel in, the missile is kept inside. Okay, the missile is kept inside. What they did was, so he said he applied the principle of surveying and then fixed a mirror over there with a mark, a cross mark. I just draw it in a neat way. So you just have a mirror and then put a cross mark here. So they have put a mirror, a mirror was fixed in the canister box, and this coordinate was measured using what is called a theodolite. Okay, so there the survey principle has come into action. The day before yesterday only I was talking to him when I sent all these files to him. See, look at it, he is 70 years old. Then he told me that he fixed he is a metallurgist, but applied the principle of surveying and then fixed the coordinate. This coordinate was fed into the computer, which is controlling the missile program. But the problem become compounded. So, okay, if it is a stationary stores, suppose our army the missile can be fired from land. 1, 2, a heavy vehicle like a tank. 3, like a ship. Then a ship. Then I've got what is called a submarine. 4 is here. What is the problem now? What is the problem now between this and the other 2, 3, 4? But now India has made a wonderful progress in this. They are able to fire a missile from tank, armored vehicle, from a ship, from a submarine, from air. Interesting story, boys. What is it? What is it? What makes the difference between this and this? This is stationary and all these are moving. Is it not? Right? So this has got a movement, missile is fired, and the other thing also. So every moment when this started moving, they have got what is called your moving base, and the target is fixed. Where it is to be fired or where it has to go and explode, the target is fixed. Now, the surveying concept only has come in handy and they have used it. Now, you have heard of GPS. People are talking of GPS.
Yes, sir.
Global positioning system. Global positioning system, some part is in your Earth. So 3 satellites or 4 satellites which are in the geostationary orbit, they fix the signal. Okay, they send this thing, they reverse it back, and they were able to find out the latitude, longitude, and elevation of a place. Am I right? So you are able to find out what is the latitude and what is the longitude and the elevation of a place. Right. So this But the concept is your basic 3-point problem and 2-point problem only. Okay, 3-point and a 2-point. These satellites, they are the 3 different point. They form a so application of a 3-point problem, you will not go waste, I'll tell you. Right? Same thing is because once you extend the concept of it, you are able to find out what is a 2-point problem or a 3-point problem and then try to solve it. What is that? You do it in a smaller level, when you do it in a larger level, it becomes what is called your GPS. You understand that? Okay. Now, why I'm giving you, it is something simulates you. What is that you learn now? Because in structural engineering, what is that you design and you draw it in a sheet of paper. How do you transfer it to your ground? That makes a lot of things. So theolite is a very, 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 very important survey instrument. Now I'll just give you the cross section of it. You are able to see the what is the cross section of that, right? Okay. One by one we see what are the different fundamental line in a theolite. Fundamental line in a theolite. Visible? Fundamental
Yes,
lines?
sir.
Yes. One. What is a one? First one. Look at the figure and answer, boy. You should understand the concept of theolite very well. I find it extremely difficult to make you understand rather. That's why we are taking extra pain, taking a video lessons and sharing it with you. All of you got a video lesson?
Yes, sir.
Have you gone through that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand anything in that? No. Okay. Now you look at this figure. Is that okay for you? Chale. Yeah. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now tell me, what are the fundamental axes?
Horizontal and
Fundamental
vertical.
axis, one. One. What are the fundamental axes? Can I write it? It is vertical axis, is it not? Vertical axis. You see that the vertical axis has been defined as the plumb up. So you have got a hook over here. So this is the cross section of a theolite, like, okay. All right. What is see here? What is this? What is this? This two, no? You can see the hatching, the different in the hatching, no? Top one and the bottom one. What is this? What these two are? What are these two?
Leveling.
They are called foot screws. Okay, they are called the foot screws. These are called the How many number of foot screws are there? You call the foot screws, okay? Foot screws, right? What is this? What is this? You see the arrow there? What is the foot?
Altitude level.
Altitude. Altitude.
Level.
No. This is altitude level. The round one is altitude level. Okay. What is this? What is this and what is this? What is this and what is this? This is called horizontal plate. Horizontal plate. Okay. What is this? Vertical plate. Okay. Vertical plate. The plate contains what? The horizontal plate and the vertical plate contains what? They
Bubble.
contain what? Vernier scale. They contain vernier scale. This will not be like this. I just wanted to show you what is a vernier scale over there. Nah? The vernier scale, you know. So you got a vernier. So it is a circular scale, no? It is a circular scale. So you will have a graduation like this. The graduation starts like this, it goes like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So it has got, vernier has got 60 division. Vernier has got 60 division. Main scale is graduated in terms of degrees. Main scale is graduated in terms of degrees. So you will have a main scale like this. Suppose this is 0. This should be 359. 1 degree, 2 degree, like that. So what is the least count of a theodolite? What is the least count of theodolite?
20 minutes.
This concept, if you understood, will be easy for you. What is the least count of it? Suppose I have a vernier of n division. What is the least count of the vernier then? The vernier scale, you have read it in a physics, no? It is 1 by n of MSD is your least count. 1 by n of main scale division is your least count. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you tell me, what is the least count of a theodolite? How many divisions are there in a? If n divisions are there in a vernier scale, least count of a vernier is 1 by n of a main scale division. I said 60 divisions are there. So what is the least count of the vernier scale, theodolite. Is it very difficult, boys?
20 seconds.
Huh?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Is it right? So 1 by 60. 1 by 60 of 1 MSD. 1 MSD equal to, because it has been divided into 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and 60. Isn't it? 20, 40, 60. If you this way, 20, 0 degree, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and 60 seconds. So it's been divided into 1/3 of a minute. 1/3 of a minute is 1/3 of a minute is
20.
into 20 minute. 20 into 20 minutes. How much is that? 20 minutes, 1 by 60 into 20 into 60. Each minute is 60 seconds. So this will go. So you have least count of what? Least count
20
of
seconds.
vernier is 20 seconds. You should always remember that 20 seconds. Do you understand that? You should never forget
Yes,
it.
sir.
So whenever there is a, we always call it a transit theodolite. We call it as a transit theodolite. Okay. So it's called as a transit theodolite. We'll go to this. So you got, what is this? What is this? That's a vertical plate. This is a horizontal plate. So horizontal plate, we have got a two concentric circle one over the other. Do you understand that? Two concentric circle one over the other. The top has got what? Top has got a vernier, upper plate. We call it as the upper plate. What happened? Not erasing. Okay. So you got two concentric circles. Imagine that this is a circle. Okay. So you got another circle. So that this the yellow one is the top one, the red one is the bottom one. So you got this is the vernier. This is the vernier plate, and this is your main plate. Okay. So you got a main plate, and you got a vernier plate. The vernier moves over, so you got a vernier plate like. So it has got a movement. When this moves, so one vernier is called a plate A and the other one is called a B. Do you understand that? So one is a A vernier and the other is, so both are 180 degree apart. They are 180 degree apart. Suppose you got a degree, your angle here is 360. So you will note down that the other this thing is 180 degree. Suppose this is 32 degree. So what is this? What is this? 204. Right. So always you will have a phase difference of 180 degree. Do you understand that? Okay. Right. Boys, I will not retain this because I am using it as a board. I'll be talking and then I'll be drawing it. It's for you to take a note. Most of their questions will be centered around whatever I talk in the class. Right. Okay, now you come to this. So you got a horizontal plate. What is this, boy? What is that? What is that? What is that?
Plate level plate.
Bubble. Axis plate. Plate axis of the axis of bubble. Okay. So what is that? I have two is axis of bubble. Plate. Plate bubble. I can write it as a plate bubble. Plate here refers to the horizontal plate. So you got a two horizontal plate. The vernier moves over one over the other. What is the least count of the vernier? What's the least count of the vernier?
20
seconds.
After hearing Ramayana for a whole 45 minutes, you should not say what is the relationship between the Sita and Rama. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So you are hearing Ramayana. After hearing Ramayana, you should not what is the relationship between Sita and Rama. Okay. So axis are the plate bubble. Right. Okay. Now these are called the foot screw. These are called the foot screw. So you have got what is called the plate, horizontal plate. The lower plate contains the main scale and the upper plate contains the vernier. Okay. So you have got lower plate and the upper plate. You have got a lower plate and a upper plate. So you have got a lower clamp and a upper clamp. What for? Suppose you arrest the lower clamp, okay, upper clamp will move. Do you understand that? See, you have to be very carefully listening to it. Okay, this is the lower and this is the upper one. Okay, so I have a clamp facility. For both. Do you understand that? Suppose I clamp this, the movement of this will be arrested. So lower plate cannot move. But whereas the upper plate can move. Do you understand that? So when I arrest this fellow can move. When I tighten both the clamp, what will happen? There will not be any movement of the theodolite horizontal plate. It gets fixed up. Do you understand that? This is very important, boys. So I can release. Suppose I keep the upper clamp. I keep the upper clamp. Release the lower clamp. What will happen? There will be a movement, but the readings will not change. So for example, what I can do is I can make the vernier read 0 degree 0 minute and 0 second. Can I keep this? Right? Right? So what will be, suppose A is this, B will be 180 degree,
180
0
degrees, 0
minute,
minute,
0 second. I fix that. Then after that I clamp clamp your upper clamp. Upper clamp I clamp it. Upper clamp. Upper clamp I clamp it. So clamp it, I use it as a verb actually. Clamp it. Okay. All right. Clamp it means I tighten the clamp so it cannot move. Finer adjustment can be done with what is called a tangential screw. Tangent screw. Now reading will not change. And now I'm using the lower clamp. I can turn it whatever way I make it like. So suppose I keep an instrument. Suppose I keep the instrument over here. So there are in the plan view. This is a point A. I keep an instrument, or a point P. This is point A. This is point B. My job is to find out what is the included angle between A, P, B. What I do, I keep the instrument at the point P, do all my temporary adjustment, set your vernier, okay, to 0, 0, 0, like this, 0, 0, 0, 0. Clamp your upper clamp, and then release the lower clamp, and then fix it a point A. I bisect, use the telescope, this is the telescope, and then I bisect the point A. What will be my reading? 0 degree, 0 minute, and 0 second. Do you understand this? If you understand this, my job becomes very easy.
Yes,
Okay. Now what I do is, this is in the upper clamp. I use the lower clamp and then bisect it. Now what I do, I clamp with that lower clamp. I just arrest the movement. Okay. What will happen? Lower clamp will not move. Right. Lower clamp I just tighten it. Now I release the upper clamp and then turn about, and then read A, B. Clamp the upper clamp. Now the deflection is the angle. You understand? Suppose I say that it is 32 degree, 15 minutes and 20 seconds. What is the included angle? APB. The other thing you will have 210 degree, 15 minutes and 20 seconds, but some error will be there. Something, a small error that normally you have to read both the vernier A and the vernier B, right? So you will be reading vernier A, I'll be reading 32 degree, 15 minutes and 20 seconds. And B, I will be reading 15 minutes and say sometimes 40 seconds. So what is the included angle? So it will be 32 degree, 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Am I right? Thirty, 31. Yeah, average of it, mean. Do you understand that? That is how we read it. So what is that? You have, this is upper clamp and the lower clamp, a bubble. So axis of the plate level, then you have got a vertical axis. What is this by? What is this? About which the theodolite rotates. About which the theodolite rotates. What is that? Horizontal axis. You see that? This line it passes through this. So this is what is called a horizontal. You get that? Horizontal axis. None of the axis will be visible to you. Okay, something like your latitude or longitude. You don't have a line passing through a body like. Okay. Right? Then, what is the fourth one? What is the fourth one? Line of collimation. What is the line of collimation? What is the line of collimation? What is the line of collimation? The line joining optical center of eyepiece and the intersection of what? Line joining. So you have a telescope. You have got a lens. Then the field of view will have what is called a crosshair. So intersection of this crosshair and the optical center of it, it is what is called a line of collimation. Okay, line of collimation. So you got line of collimation. Then anything is there? Fifth one, axis of what is here? What is this? Altitude bubble. So you have got axis of altitude bubble. Then if you have got, so another one, normally some instrument is fitted with the bubble for a Trunnion axis. The Trunnion axis is nothing but this is the horizontal axis is called the Trunnion axis. It's called a striding level. But these are all the fundamental lines of a transit theodolite. See, the concept of it very, very important for a civil engineer actually. When you are using your theodolite, this is very important. Okay. So tomorrow's class, what I suggest is you can go through these concepts and then find out. I will teach you a smaller level. I will not take much of a time tomorrow because we are doing a puja by around 12 o'clock. It may get sometime it may get extended. So we will have a class from 12:45, not 12:30. 12:45, 12:50. Is it okay? Tomorrow? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 12:45 because the department had to do the puja. Monday you don't have a class, no? Monday is a holiday for it. Right? So tomorrow we are not meeting at 12:30. We are meeting at 12:45. And you can also say, if you understand the concept, I will go ahead. Other way, I don't mind repeating it once again actually. So this part of it, I just uh, revise it and then come back. So this is very important for us. The surveying, the whole instrument is what is called as the theodolite. Okay, I just stop here. Any doubt? And how do you feel this? This this hardware is good for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Is it better than our scanner? Sometimes I use it, but I find it that one is. But today only I started using this. Okay. When I started it some time back, computer went out of order. Then I had to get it repaired. All these things happen. Not only you, we people are also in trouble because of the online classes. But now I feel that I am very comfortable with this type of gadgets. Okay. Okay. Shall we close down that case?
Yes, sir.
1 minute. Okay, you have got any doubt? If you want, I will repeat it again. So this, unless you understand the concept of